getting picked up as well from Holzerk. I kind of wish he had the deagle, because we saw some great deagle rounds out of him on this map in last week's matches, so it'd be great to see again. But maybe the scout could do it too. Stacked up with the B-bomb site. That's a right call. At least they have people in the right position, but the jumping submachine guns are just something else. Vega Squadron were ahead of their time.
They really were, in a lot of ways. I missed that
Unappreciated by most people at the time.
Yeah, not me.
No, you were.
I was on the shark train.
The original shark train. Yeah, it's true. And you can play the Jaws theme on the keyboard.
Yeah, I know. There's so much. I actually still remember very vividly. I've always to this day felt so bad about this. When we were casting the Vega Squadron versus FaZe game.
Yeah.
It's like I knew from behind the scenes that FaZe really hated playing Vega Squadron, because at the time, like when that style started breaking out, all the pro players got so frustrated because it was just like not typical Counter-Strike. And I remember where the casting desk was located was FaZe was setting up like right next to us, and I just turned to Kerrigan and I was like, "You guys ready to get banged out by Vega Squadron?" And then
they did.
And then they all kind of giggled a little bit and talked a little smack, and then they ended up losing like 16-1 or 60-2. And I was like, you know, I probably shouldn't say those things to teams before the game goes.
Maybe not. I've never heard Kerrigan as tilted as talking about Chopper with a Mac.
I know.
I think it still makes him angry even today. Like, it's so ridiculous, but it is funny. Well, it worked as well for OG. So whatever they were doing back then, it's carried on. They've made their mark. Round number 18 now. Complexity still with some deagles and some scouts, but I mean, it was a tough. Almost unthinkable route for a comeback on Ancient. It feels like it's even worse here. Even more unthinkable.
Yeah, I think the only thing really you'd have going for you to kind of go on some kind of a comeback for Complexity is you're playing on that CT side. The question is just, can you actually get to a point where you have the weapons where you're able to mount a comeback? Like like if you don't win the next round, it's just done. Like you just don't have a chance. And even when you get the guns out in the next round, you got 2 rounds to play with throughout the half. Like that's not cool.
You know, if they needed more cash, there is a bank right in CT spawn, but they are they are meant to sort of represent the law enforcement police side, so maybe that's not allowed.
All bets are off, baby.
Yeah, go for it if you need. Also, it's there with a headshot. That's a start. Grim with one of its own. Oh, they're actually making it work. Dexter, low on health already. 1 bullet will take him down, but somehow he's still here.
Oh, I don't think he spotted JT as well.
No, I don't think he did either. You're right. AK's out. Does check for it, looks for it, and he gets the shot. Oh, dear. I can't believe it. They just needed to land a single bullet, and he would have been wiped out. And somehow Dexter brings it back, and that is heartbreaking for Complexity.
That's it. They had everything they wanted. Dexter's just too good right now. Ooh, that's a nasty little shot. Oh, okay. All right, Mike.
They deserve this.
Yeah, they did.
They deserved this round.
They really did. Dexter's just having himself a game. He's been a beast since the start of things. And what a nice clutch for him. Again, another clutch going against Complexity in this series.
Yeah. Oh, man. So good. It broke the server for a minute, I guess. But yeah, the celebration and the immediate slam out. This is just a good combination, isn't it? So many clutches lost in this series.
Going back to Ancient, it's been backbreaking for Complexity. Although, I mean, a little bit more so on Ancient, it felt like they actually put themselves in some good positions. This one, they've just been getting beat down the entire time, which is unfortunate.
Well, let's see.
Round 19. Guns are out for Complexity. How many chances are they going to get? Good damage onto Flames and Fiku. Op is in the hands of Holzerk as well. He was a monster with the weapon on Ancient. They'd like to have it here.
Flashed in. Actually, nice smoke there. Otherwise, he might have been in a little bit of trouble. Looks like there's a Molotov down as well. Counter grenade coming out to try and buy some space. Flames is definitely feeling a little bit of stress right here. He knows that they're hunting for him. Worried about the boost. Worried about a potential flashbang coming in. But in the end, looks like he's going to escape. All right.
Did he come back for that fight again? He like saw JT like jiggle peek, and he's like, all right, that's a cool fight I'd take to take.
With 9 health.
With 9 HP. A little bit of boost up over the flowers, and he's got it. Dexter opening pick onto Holzerk. That's filthy. And Flames just turns into a lurker with that 9 health.
And they are going pretty quickly outside of the B-bomb side. They're trying to see if they can connect with it here. You can see Grim and JT making their way up the connector, but is it going to be in time? They're making a lot of noise, maybe too much, and Flames, even low on health, he's going to be able to pick off Grim. So Floppy and JT, hard as it is, not going to be able to win this round. He actually gets one more for it here. Floppy, Shadow showing through that smoke, and Neofrag will take him down 15-4 in favor of OG.
Yeah, this one's over. That was the round that Complexity obviously needed if they want to even have any kind of a fight moving forward. What a great pick. That's probably very tough for Hulzork to see and catch on to. Good shot from Neofrag. Flames with 9 health on that flank was absolutely massive.
Doing a little bit of gardening with that AWP.
Yeah.
Scoped up through the flower.
A twofer. He was trimming some weeds and trimming some heads.
Yeah, that's good. Perhaps aggressive, but I don't
Everyone's got their own style of gardening, Anders.
Probably really popular on Instagram or TikTok or something like that, you know? I've been seeing hairdressers that light people's hair on fire, so why not?
Cool.
We're not that far away from AWP gardening. AK to dig holes for seeds. I'm sure it could be done.
Yeah, sure. It can be.
You know, when you turn over the fields for like the next season, you burn them out a lot of the time. Got Molotovs. Like, I'm just saying.
I think you'd want
crazy as it seems.
I think you'd want the grenades to dig the holes.
Yeah, you're planting trees or something. But yeah, I like it too.
All right, Hulzork, what you got? Scout in hand, 3 FAMAS, a single M4 on JT. Ooh, pressure everywhere. Fangs forced into making a play. Somehow wins it against Flames, who probably would have got that kill if he had 9 HP. Good continuation of the spray from Fiku. And 2 players are still just frozen in position due to him. And he's got a 3rd kill.
What an extreme read for him to get that second. That's so well played. I gotta say as well, Fang, though, trying to make the play that absolutely could have worked out. JT, a little bit of an awkward position, and he goes down. Nexer on the final kill, and it's OG to send Complexity down towards the showdown, where they'll have very few chances to make it through. OG are gonna stay here and keep fighting.
Yeah, bummer for Complexity as well after the opening kind of surprises and the best of ones, the upsets in the earlier in the group, and I mean here in the series. Ancient was okay. They got back into it, but I mean, Overpass, they never had a chance.
Yeah, and I still think, you know, in retrospect, it feels like if they could have done a little bit more in Ancient, we maybe could have seen a 3rd map here. Complexity, I would say, so far for the opening season, it still looked way better than I was expecting, but something to be decided. And OG, I mean, they're looking fresh as well. Yeah,
I mean, from that perspective, also remember, this is, I mean, not the newest of rosters. We've obviously had a lot of changes, but this is still like a new look team, and especially with Dexter coming in, a new angle to it. So things look good for OG as well. We've got Banks ready to talk with the winners down at the stage.
I've got Dexter with me here, and a solid game coming out from you guys, but I'm going to come all the way back to Ancient there, right? Great start for it all, but it starts to get a little bit close. Were you guys worried? You guys start to feel like you let it slip away?
Actually, I cannot say feelings of my teammates, but I think about Ancient after we won this game, and I mean, not this game, I mean first map. I was thinking about that, and yeah, actually I will not gonna lie, I'm always trying to be honest with people. In one moment, I was a bit worried about that, and like I had some rounds when it was like a bit worried for me more than often. So yeah, but anyway, I won this clash 1 versus 1, and in that moment I wasn't worried. I just knew that we will win this match.
You clutched it, got rid of the nerves, that's for sure, and you did manage to get the win. Now you come on to Overpass, right, and it's a key map for them over and over again. They pick into. Obviously, you probably expected it, but did you feel super prepared for them on this map?
I think our coaches did a great job. They prepare everything that they should prepare against teams like Complexity. And our players like Nexa, Flames, and Fiku, who was playing B, they did great job to stop them and then don't give them a chance to play the rounds. That's it.
And what would you say is the biggest difference between your opening day of groups here to today when you're playing? Because I feel like there's definitely feels like a difference in terms of energy that you guys have.
Yeah, energy is changed. I think after the first day on Blast, we speak a lot about our game, and after the player break, we didn't speak as much as we needed, I think, and we just missed some things that we should able to do, like especially for me and my aggression. When we came from a player break, we didn't speak about that, but after these matches, we have like big lesson, and we was talking about everything. And overall, one more important thing, that we have like good time for sleep today.
Sleep is important, big lessons as well. Dexter, thank you very much, man. Good luck going forward.
OG not letting that lead slip away this time. Crispy clean 16-4, started by a really, really hot CT side, propelling them into that T side to close things out. And we pitted Dexter, the man that we just heard from in that interview, as a win condition for OG coming into this. He certainly turned up in spades, Matthew.
Brilliant. Brilliant from Dexter again. 24 kills, 8 opening kills out of 10 duels attempted. The space he was taking for Nexa was great. I mean, we're never going to be short of flowers to send towards Dexter. I think every game we have is a great occasion to witness his talent, and once again, he ate Complexity alive.
And just to contextualize this result for OG, of course, they're going moving on through the Gauntlet. Rather, they're going to be taking on FaZe next, to be fighting for a spot, not to be going into that last chance qualifier. So not exactly elimination for them next time around, but still a lot of pressure for OG going forward. It's not done yet.
No, it's not done yet, but they now secured themselves another chance, right? Even if they were to lose in what we call the semifinals, they'll go into the last chance qualifier, where they most likely will meet Astralis if FaZe is living up to the expectations.
What do you mean?
If they live up to the expectations. So you're right. But they go into that FaZe game, you know, with no expectations whatsoever. And after a performance like we saw right here, you know, that must power some confidence into the OG boys. I know Ancient got a little bit too close, you know. Half a cosmetic comeback from Complexity, half a bad CT side, but on Overpass, there was no doubt that OG was just rolling with it.
And I think that's what's all the more impressive about this Overpass win for OG. The fact that we saw that they had the ability to unfortunately crumble on their own map pick and kind of let a team potentially come back into a comeback scenario. The fact that they kept the fortitude going into that second half of Overpass, we didn't really get to see too much of it. But just Nexa as well, starting off really, really hot on this map of Overpass.
Yeah, that was much cleaner from OG. Maybe a little bit of a wake-up call is what happened on Ancient, and then must have gathered, discussed, listen guys, they shouldn't have gone the distance, they shouldn't have been so long, we have to be more tight, we have to be more focused and more disciplined. That was a pristine CT side coming out of OG, I'm gonna be honest. I think the philosophy they had moving into this game to be so disruptive, to be in Complexity's phase, we had multiple opportunities, multiple occasions where they were in their faces, just breaking the strategy at its root. That was very well organized by OG.
Got off to a good start as well. Nexa getting off to a good start, having a good game overall as well. And that's what we talk about when we talk Nexa, right? You highlighted him coming into this game match. You're saying that he has his, I guess, chance of cementing himself as an in-game leader now. Can he be the guy that puts, you know, OG back on the map, or will he be the guy that will be forgotten after his G2 tenure? Nexa is thriving in games like these when he is a playmaker as well, can go in there and lead the team by example. Had a great game, had a great showing here in Overpass, and it's good to see Nexa play well, because that must give confidence in his calling abilities as well.
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately for Complexity, though, that does mean that they fall to the depths of the showdown. They unfortunately are not too unfamiliar with that scenario either. So yeah, all the best of luck for them going to the showdown to potentially be making it to the full finals in the Royal Arena. But I did want to bring up a moment that you kind of pins the breaking point of this Complexity squad on this map of Overpass, and it comes pretty early on. We're only talking about round number 9.
Yeah, I think we should revisit that straight away so you can get an idea of what's going on in this round, right? We had Mahone talking about this double push coming out from OG, and they're doing exactly that right here. And Complexity, they're dealing with it. They're ready for it. They're prepared for this game. They get a double entry and then still go in, lose 2 entries more. So it's all of a sudden a 3v3. We go up into a 2v2 scenario. And the point right here for me is that it's only 9 rounds into the game. It's already 7-1 for OG. Grim is left in a very, very hard 1v2. But when you can't win a round like this, where you actually completely read your opponent, you're ready for what's coming, you're punishing what's coming, and you still end up in a scenario where Grim will have to pull out a 1v2 clutch to win the round, which he won't by the fact of it. That's not good enough if you're Complexity. That was the point where I felt in the game, okay, you know what they're doing, you have prepared, and you still can win these rounds. There's just no way.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing for Complexity. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing them any more of them here at the full group, so we'll have to wait until the showdown to see exactly what they have to deliver. But again, just, I don't know, a little bit disappointing not to see, even with Hauser coming into the equation, that they're able to put up more of a fight, Matthew.
I mean, every game we're going to have to adjust our expectations. I think we all got shocked a little bit by their first game against Navi. Maybe there was a little bit of a smoke screen that blinded us a little bit. Now we're back to reality, and the road ahead is pretty long for Complexity.
Well, speaking of the road ahead, we do have 2 more best of 3s on the card today, both of which do spell elimination for one of the 2 teams. It's going to be Evil Geniuses taking on NIP to see who will survive the Gauntlet, and it's going to be coming up after this break.
For more than 1,200 days, we've waited. For more than 1,200 days, we starved for Blast to join us back in Portugal.
Lisbon, make some noise!
Today in